to take a quick look at math.random. Again, this is something that shows up every 1 to 4, 1 out of 5 tests. But it's something that I want to make sure that you know all of the applications so that you don't kind of get ambushed by it and you don't spend a bunch of time kind of reinventing the wheel on stuff that really you should just know how to do. Okay, so the first big thing about math.random is you can use it in probability simulations with this statement right here. Math.random is less than a given probability. So, for example, let's say that our probability was 0.25, 25%. Well, what's the odds that if we pick a random number between 0 and 1, that we pick something less than 0.25? Well, we've got a 25% chance. So that less than represents the odds that it did happen. If it's greater than that, it represents the odds that it didn't happen. So let me put this back. So if it's less than our probability, it happened, otherwise it didn't. So I made the succeed method that basically runs this a few times, however many times that we say, and we see what happens. So I'm going to do a 1 out of 4 chance, a 25% chance of success, and I'm going to run it 16 times. If we've done this right, we should get about 4 successes, and we got exactly 4 successes, okay? So anytime you need to do basically a simulation based on probability, you're going to use that math.random less than probability statement, okay? Another thing that shows up sometimes is we want to randomly select something from an array. Well, to randomly select something from an array, all you really need is a random integer from 0 to length minus 1. To do that, we can just do this statement right here. Okay, math.random times r.length, and then convert it into an integer. Now, the way that this works is, let's say the length is 5, okay? And remember, it's naturally going from 0 to 1, so now you're going from 0 to 4.999999. Well, that's going to give us the integers 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4 at equal probability. And that's what we're trying to do, is randomly select 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4. So you randomly select one of those integers, and then you say, I want the value of the array at that location. So we're randomly selecting from words, okay, which I'm using that same one from earlier, and we're going to do, we're going to randomly select 3 things. Okay, you'll notice this allows for repeats here. Okay, the last thing I want to show you is how to do just any old random integer on any range. Now, I gave this to you on here, math.random times b minus a. B is the top of our range, a is the bottom, plus 1. Okay, so multiply by that, and then add whatever that bottom value is. Then you take all of that and convert it into an integer. Make sure your parentheses are appropriate here. You need to do all of your math first, and then turn it into an int. Okay, you turn it into an int too early, you're going to wind up, it's going to go 0 to 1, and then if you convert that to an int, that's going to be 0. And that pretty much ruins the whole thing. Okay, so I did a die roll, which is always going to start at 1, and the number of sides. So if you had like a 6-sided dice, oops, I messed up on here. So the number of sides, okay, that's your top end, minus your low end, which in this case is 1, plus 1. And then we add our bottom end, which in this case our bottom end was 1. So now we're rolling a 10-sided die 20 times. Okay. So that's pretty much everything that you're going to need with Math.Random to succeed on the AP test. Just make sure you have kind of all of those in your back pocket. All right?